If you were to pick a few of your favorite artists of all time, alive or dead, either or, who would you say really stands as a voice of reason and truth? People that have been inspiration to you as an artist.
Um, I would say Olivia Rodrigo has been a really big inspiration for me. I think just because she started pretty young and I'm gonna be 17 in October, so I feel like we have like a similar starting age. And also Taylor Swift, she started young too. So I think just like those artists who were around my age and like just really working at what they wanted to do have really inspired me.
Very young artists, both very, very true to writing their own music. There's no one really outside except for partnerships. I do want to ask you one deeper question. Because you were so young, it's impressive to have that kind of passion and drive, to know what you want to do with your life. People my age, people 50, 70 years old, they still don't know what they want to do with their lives. How did you know this was your path?
Um, I feel like there was never like a moment that I realized that I wanted to sing. I think just like since I could talk, I've been singing, so it's just been a part of me my whole life. And it's just like what I want to do. And like when I started to talk, I started to sing, and then I went into vocal lessons when I was 7. So it's just kind of always been a part of me.
So you said you started to talk and sing at the same time. Did you have a favorite song when you were a kid?
Um, I really liked Justin Bieber. I remember I would sing Justin Bieber all the time. And then of course like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star and all the little kids songs too.
All right, Brian, I'll let you introduce a couple of your questions.
Yeah, absolutely. So, how would you describe yourself and what do you do?
Um, I would describe myself as a very ambitious person. I've always wanted to sing and I've put everything that I have into becoming an artist. And what do I do? Well, my whole life I've pretty much just sang. I started guitar, piano lessons, and I'm just starting songwriting pretty much this year.
Yeah. So, how have you balanced all the life stuff that's happening with your career as an emerging artist?
Well, it's pretty hard because I'm in school all the time, and then I'm also like balancing hanging out with my friends and going to football games and like doing all the stuff that I should be doing at my age while also trying to pursue music. So it's hard, but I just find time throughout my day to sing and practice.
Do you feel like you've missed out on anything because of that balance?
Um, I don't think so because I am pretty good at like making sure I have time for everything.
Yeah. Who's been your biggest mentor so far through the start of your career?
Um, Definitely my parents, my mom and dad have been super supportive my whole life. They've always put me in singing lessons and had me try out for every talent show that was in my area. And also my music teachers that have helped me throughout my life.
So, being on The Voice there, how would you describe the atmosphere and being able to grow as an artist while on the show?
My favorite thing about The Voice was that it wasn't like a specific age group, and there were so many people my age, but also people way older than me. And it was just kind of cool to see everyone at their different stages of life, and you can really learn from each other. So that was my favorite part.
Learning from other people can really help you build your personal brand as well. If
Hmm.
you had to describe what you stand for, what your personal branding is, what would you say it is in a sentence or two?
Um, I really want to work on being a storyteller because that's what I connect with the most.
What kind of stories do you want to share?
Just true stories that maybe people are afraid to share themselves. And I know I haven't been through everything, but maybe like I could put myself into other people's shoes and write songs about that stuff.
And how do you see yourself doing that? Do you want to get out there and interact with people? Do you want to get involved in more charity work? How do you want to learn those stories?
Um, right now, I really have found that like watching movies and shows have really helped me with inspiration because most of those are based off of stories, and it's kind of helped me come up with ideas of what to write about.
And I know you picked out a couple of artists that are known for their authenticity.
Mhm.
So I know one of the questions that our board had and Brian had was specifically about staying authentically yourself when marketing yourself. How do
Yeah,
you
it's really hard, like especially on, well, I post mostly on Instagram and TikTok, and it's hard because I always feel like I have to post like what people want to see, and sometimes I forget that I should be posting just like my everyday life and things that I do because not every day is something amazing going on. So I think I do need to work on that a little bit more.
Do you feel like social media, almost in general, has trapped a lot of people into thinking that they can only post those like shiny, happy moments and not be themselves?
Yeah, definitely. And I've fallen into that trap too. I know so many people have. Because you kind of don't think, like, if you're having a bad day, you don't think to post about it. But I feel like that could really help a lot of people.
Well, that gives you the chance to kind of lead that change. But what role do you think musicians at large serve in that purpose?
Can you repeat that one more time? Sorry.
So you have the chance to kind of lead the pathway to create this change and what should be shown on social media, how people should be acting. What kind of role do you think musicians serve in that pathway?
I think musicians in general have impacted a lot of people's lives. If they're going through something, they have like an artist that they can listen to help them just cheer them up. And I think when artists post them going through hard times or happy times in their life, it just shows a connection with the people that are listening to their songs.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's segue a little bit. So I know we started this out talking a little bit about College Radio Day and what it is, but our theme for this year is tune into the people. And you yourself said you want to tell other people's stories, you want to help be that voice. What does our theme for this year mean to you?
Um, when I think of tune into the people, I just think of being true to yourself and not putting on an act. And I think one thing that draws me to certain artists, other than other artists, is them being kind to their fans and like after their shows going over and signing things and just the people who know that the reason that they are who they are is because of the people that listen to them are the people that really inspire me.
Brian?
Yeah, so um sorry, I just lost the train of thought. Oh my gosh.
Your words were that beautiful, we got lost in them.
Yeah. So if we I'm gonna segue a little bit here. I know we talked about the voice a little bit earlier in the time there. I want to know at what point in the audition process uh did you realize, wow, this is real, and what was going through your head at that moment?
When I first did the like initial audition for The Voice, I kind of went into it just like happy with whatever happened. And as I kept going on in the rounds and I realized how far I had gotten, I think that's when it clicked. Like, this is real, and I'm actually, especially when I made it into the live shows and I was about to be live in front of thousands of people, that's when it clicked and I was realizing how far I've come.
Yeah. one of the most powerful clips that I think I've seen come out of that was that duet you sang with Gwen Stefani. Towards the end, I believe that was the finale. How was that? How was it to get to share the stage with such a star?
That was definitely a surreal experience. I think like singing by myself was amazing, but just sharing the stage with somebody who has impacted tons of people and getting to perform a duet with her and getting to know her behind the scenes was just amazing.
Do you have any other dream duet partners?
Um, I really love Megan Maroney. She's kind of like an upcoming, well, she's not upcoming anymore, but when I first found her, it was when she was not as big of an artist, and I feel like we have similar voices, and I don't know, I just feel like it would make a good duet.
Well, thinking about your duets, it also encourages you to think about your future as an artist. So let's think about 10 years down the road. How do you see yourself changing as an artist? What do you want your sound to be? Where do you want to be in life? How big do you want your performances to be?
Um, that's a hard question because I don't know like exactly where I want to be in 10 years, but I know that I definitely want to be singing, whether it's like on big stages or just at small coffee houses. I just want to always have music be a part of me. And I could make an impact with music in small ways or big ways.
I have to tell you, I really appreciate that answer. Most of the time, when you ask people questions about their future down the road, they have this plan laid out, even if it's a predetermined, this is the exact response I'm going to give in every conversation ever. Having
Mhm.
someone say, I'm not sure, but I'm going to appreciate where I'm at, that's a very refreshing answer for someone of your age.
Yeah. Is there anything you would like to tell your future self?
Um, I just want to be like happy, like what you just said. I just want to be happy with
Mhm.
where I am, even if music is just something I do on the side. I just always want to be proud of myself for how far I've come at this age and just happy with where I am.
Well, what else do you want to do with your life? You obviously want music to be a portion of it, regardless. But what else is there? What else makes you you?
Um, well, I feel like music is a lot of my life, but I also, when I'm older, I definitely want to have a family. That's important to me because I grew up with two sisters and my mom and dad are together, so just family means a lot to me and friends also mean a lot to me.
Do you think that played a large role in how you share yourself and what's created your voice?
Yeah, I feel like if I didn't have such a supportive family, I wouldn't be where I am because you really can't do it without people rooting for you. And nobody in my life has really told me that I can't do it.
It's a beautiful message.
Yeah.
That's something that I feel a lot of people forget. It's
Yeah.
very powerful.
So, speaking of finding your voice, how has that process come along? How have you really started to dig into that songwriting, and where is that going to go from here?
Um, when I first started songwriting, it was just like in my room with a notebook and just writing down whatever came to my head. But now I write with some people around where I live, and I've traveled to Nashville to write with some different people. So I think just getting a bunch of different people to help you, and that really has helped me grow. And I just want to continue songwriting.
Yeah. Do you want to speak a little bit more about what Nashville is like and traveling down there to work?
Yeah, the first time I went to Nashville, I went to work on a song that I was writing, and I just love the atmosphere there. Everyone is supporting everyone. And when I was walking into the restaurants, there's just someone singing at every corner, and it's just really cool. And I don't have that where I live.
All right.
About how long do you think it takes you to feel like a song is finished?
Um, I feel like it kind of just depends on where the song It kind of just depends on like what mindset you're in. Like if I'm just all of a sudden wanting to write a song out of nowhere and I didn't really think about it, then it takes longer. But if I know exactly what I want to write about and I have the right people to write with me, it really does not take long.
Yeah. Do you ever find yourself getting in finding your creative blocks or the roadblocks along the way, and how do you work through, if you do, how do you work through those?
Yeah, a lot of the times I'll just have a complete blank and not know what to write. And I think that's when like piggybacking off of other people's ideas and co-writing is where it really helps.
I used to write songs when I was younger. I think most people do. It's part of poetry.
Mhm.
But I used to do it to the tune of other music that I liked. And that is how I would create my word choice.
Mhm.
And then I'd go back and I'd rewrite my tune. What's that process look like for you? What makes you feel like this could be something? Do you just think of a few words throughout your day? Do you get a little tune stuck in your head? Where do you start?
Um, Most of the time I do get inspiration from other songs because I just really like the message that it gives. And then, so I'll take that as inspiration and then I'll write a song with the same message, but obviously not the same song. And I usually start with music and then from there write the words.
Okay. Now, let's get into the fun part of this. We've talked about who you are as an artist, the fact that you're very young, you very clearly know who you are. But we want to know some specifics. If you had to pick some of the most fun things to do as a teenager in the year 2025 that aren't online, what would you pick?
Um, I would choose to hang out with my friends, definitely, but what we would do probably that doesn't involve phones. That's kind of hard because a lot of things do, but probably just going on walks. We like to play card games or going ice skating because it's really cold where I live most of the time.
So with those card games, what would you say your, if you had to estimate your overall win-loss streak is?
Oh, I'm not the best at card games. I usually lose.
Now, you hail from the Buffalo area. How has growing up in the Buffalo area affected your songwriting?
Um, I think because Buffalo is a very like tight community, I feel like everybody knows everyone, so I have a lot of positive stories to tell from living in Buffalo.
Do you have a favorite story that you're willing to share?
Um, I feel like just when I went on The Voice, Buffalo is a very supportive place with anything. Like even if I was at a talent show around here, everyone is supportive. But when I went on The Voice, there were like posters all over the town with me on it, and there was like on the big screens, people were like, vote for Sydney. So I think just how supportive Buffalo is has really helped me.
What about more of your favorite artists? Think of your playlist that you have right now. Who are your top three voices that you're listening to?
I listen to a lot of country. Um, Avriana, I think she's kind of like pop country. She's definitely one of the top three. I know I mentioned Megan Maroney. I listen to her all the time. And I also listen to Morgan Wallen a lot too. So all country.
It's definitely a big one right now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, you talked about Taylor Swift. I have to know, did you prefer her earlier country-based music or pretty consistent throughout the ages?
I actually don't listen to Taylor Swift a lot just because I like country. So I listened to her country album
Okay.
She had that, but I don't listen to a lot of her newer stuff.
What are your top genres aside from country?
Pop. I listen to pop all the time. And I feel like I should probably listen to other genres, but pop and country are the ones that I listen to the most.
It's as you adapt over time, you'll honestly find your own style. I think this is the best time to be an artist because there is such a merging of different genres right now. It's
Yeah.
very fun and you can change over time and adapt with your voice. We interviewed Gavin DeGraw a couple of years ago, if you know who Gavin DeGraw is.
Yeah, country singer.
Not really country, but
I'll look him up.
he definitely did voice some of the bigger teen shows in the early 2000s, but adapting your voice, he decided to go back and re-record and re-release his very first album and his very first music. Could you see yourself doing something similar?
Yeah, I think like down the line, if I really like a song that I release now, but I feel like I could do it better when I'm 20 something years old, then maybe I will. But also, I feel like I won't have the same stories to tell. So maybe not, because most of the songs I write about now are about being a teenager, and I'm not going to be a teenager when I'm older. So, but I think if there's a message that I want to re-say, I could do that.
I think one of the most overlooked art forms right now in music is the cover song. If you had to choose cover to do like right now, who would you cover and why?
An artist or a song?
Either or, let's say that.
Um, I cover Avriana a lot because she writes a lot about like insecurities and I really like dramatic songs. Um, I'm not like a super insecure person, but I just for some reason connect with all of the dramatic and all the peaceful songs. So I like to cover those ones.
Does it make you feel like you're stepping into a different version of yourself?
Yeah, because when I like even I'm a senior now, and when I first started high school, I was insecure and just shy going into high school. So I feel like all those songs connect with me in some way.
Is there anything that you would like to add that we didn't ask?
Um, I don't think so. I feel like we covered a lot.
I like to hear that. That means we covered our bases very, very
Yeah.
thoroughly.